Hi, Simon.
Pleasure.
This is Simon Grabowski, a good friend of mine and my mentor and entrepreneur from Poland and CEO and founder of GetResponse, which Nozbe is using proudly, and we are a
That's
customer.
right.
And today we'll talk about your journey from a one-man shop back in the 90s,
Right.
and now so many, 15 years already or more.
About 16, 17 years.
17 years.
I do have to tell you, it's very funny to talk to you in English.
Right.
Because we've never done it before. We're both Polish, so
Right.
we typically use Polish language. It's
Yes.
fun. Yeah, it's about 17 years. Yeah.
17 years in.
Yeah.
So 17 years in, you started GetResponse from your parents' house,
That's
right?
right. Yes.
And
Yeah.
how did it happen?
It's actually, when I think about it, it feels like it happened yesterday because you know, as it is when you start your own business, it's kind of engraved in your DNA, and your thoughts will always go back to those early days, right?
Right.
I mean, I can still recall those moments. So yeah, I did have some experiences with business before, but GetResponse was really my first business, and focusing on the American market, trying to help small businesses run their marketing campaigns more effectively. That was really the goal, and that's how it all developed. That's how we
Right.
started.
Right.
Yeah.
And you started back in the day when people still were sending emails through Outlook,
Yes.
and you were like the new solution, right?
Yeah. So I actually had the same problem myself, right?
Mhm.
I did have a business focusing on the travel industry, and I needed to send out emails to multiple email addresses to multiple subscribers, and I just did not have a tool that would automate that process. And I just thought, hey, how cool would it be if I could write one and maybe turn it into a viable business model? And it turned out that there were other people that actually had the same issue. And yeah, today we've got 350,000 customers. So I guess there's quite a few marketers that do have those issues
Exactly.
out there. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the things that I really like these stories when you scratch your own itch, when there's
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
you do it for yourself, and then you are not selfish just to keep it
Right.
to yourself, but you just make a business out of it.
Exactly, yeah. And of course, initially we started on a small scale, like you said, one-man shop, and that's exactly how it felt. I still recall days when I designed the website myself, and I was a terrible designer. I mean, my design it's still probably out there if you go on webarchive.org.
I think
and
so, yeah.
You
can
look it up.
at
It was it was probably one of the worst website designs
But it
ever.
worked.
But it did work, yes. And I used to take customer support phone calls. I do remember a time when a gentleman called me and he said, "Hey, I installed GetResponse on my computer, and from that moment on, my computer started making beeping noises. Can you help me fix it?" And it turned out he had a beeper in a drawer right under his computer. So there were funny moments. There were some tough moments as well. But it's been a great journey. It's been a great journey.
And you're also, I mean, you have an office here in
That's
Poland,
right.
but you also have satellite offices in Canada and in the
We
States.
do.
So how do you manage to keep the company organized, and connected?
Like somebody said, it's a full-time job to keep everybody happy, and there is some truth in that. We do have a customer service office in Halifax in Canada. This is where our English-speaking customer service is being handled from. We do have headquarters over here in Poland, in Gdansk.
Right.
We've got over 250 people here in the office. So
Right.
it's actually we just finished purchasing a land plot. We're going to build our own building, an office building in
All
the
right.
next 2 years. Yeah, so lots of interesting things going on. But yeah, we do keep in touch through. Of course, through technology. So
Right.
we use Skype extensively. We will use new technologies, and keep in touch with everyone. Do phone meetings. Still, we do phone meetings. FaceTime, lots of FaceTime calls.
Right.
So yeah, it's like I've said, it's a full-time job, but it's awesome, and
Right.
loving every minute of it.
Exactly. And this is another example that you can really conquer the global market, just being a company from any country and from Poland as well.
That's
so
right.
so I think it's a really great example. And also, you apart from that, I'm trying to catch up with you with running. So you're also an avid runner, right?
Yes.
So how does because I remember you from back in the days. You were not into sports. Now you're a
Right.
marathon runner. So tell me more about it.
You probably remember me as I weighted about 110 kilos, which would be God knows how much in pounds. But
Right.
but yeah, sport is a little bit like running a business, right? I mean,
Right.
it takes a lot of energy to start, but once you really get into it, you just go smoothly. And I just love the challenge. I mean, I'm not a professional runner by any means, but I do spend 6-7 hours every week trying to kind of recharge my batteries on long runs. And yeah, lately I've had, as you know, this crazy run up there in the North Pole.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this guy went on the North Pole to run a marathon.
Yeah,
Seriously.
guys, I have to tell you. I mean, this has been by far physically the most challenging things that I've ever done in my life. Over 7 hours in deep snow, minus 41 Celsius. Polar bear threats. They actually do have Russians out there with Kalashnikov rifles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, about 10 of those guys around the lap. Because polar bears are actually a physical threat.
Yeah.
That's their ground. Like, we're not even supposed to go there. Much, not to mention running a marathon, right? So yeah, I was actually down for 1 hour in hypothermia. My body Celsius temperature was minus 30, was minus 30, 32 Celsius. And it was just tough. I told you about the fix that the Russian doctor gave me.
Yeah.
So I was actually lying down for almost an hour. My body temp would not go up, and then the Russian doctor comes up and says, "Hey, we're Slavic people, so I'm going to just pour this one for you, and you drink it up, and you're going to be back on track." And within 10 minutes, after drinking like a shot of vodka, I was back on track and I was running. So this was right after half marathon. I'm not supposed to maybe to tell it in front of everybody, but that's truth. And that's what happened. So hey, Godspeed to the doctor because he really saved the day back then. But it was minus 41 Celsius out, so
Wow.
it was kind
And then
of cold.
7 hours in this, and you managed to reach the
Deep
finish
snow.
line.
Yeah. Well,
So I really like what you said about this fact that really sports helps. I think helps entrepreneurs stay on the edge because it helps us to be more competitive, right?
I do believe that, and I also think that we, as entrepreneurs, we have a lot going on in our minds and our lives, and sport is a moment that is just for yourself, right? And you really can kind of lose yourself in your running. I mean, you're the triathlon guy, and I'm sure that in those sports you're actually finding those moments for yourself, and maybe sometimes an idea will pop up, or under the shower afterwards, like a lot of people say. So it's really great. I think I would encourage everybody listening and watching Productivity, guys, put your running socks on and your running shoes and get out there and run. It's a great way to kind of stay in shape, and plus get a ton of great ideas under the shower right after.
Right after, yes. So this is one of the keys to, because people say that it's hard to find time for sports, but just think about us. I mean, you have so much going on, but as you said, you find this time for yourself.
Guys, it's an excuse. I mean,
Right?
that's what it is. I mean, I would find myself saying that to myself like for 10 years straight as I was getting ready to start running, right? I mean, it was like a mental process that dragged on for 10 years. I told myself, hey, I just cannot find enough time. And it's like BS. I mean, that's reality. You can find time. You can be Tim Cook, who's the CEO of Apple, and he starts his day every day at 5 a.m. He actually does have Sunday meetings with his board at 7, which is, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. But he starts his day at 5 a.m., goes to the gym for 2 hours straight, and that's when he really begins his working day. So you can be the busiest person on the planet, maybe next to the President of the United States, and you can still find time to run, to relax, and to really create those moments for yourself. Because I think it really is about creating those moments for yourself and getting that perspective in shape.
And do you listen to audiobooks or to podcasts or do you listen to music? What do you do when you run?
I used to. I would actually listen to audiobooks a lot. These days, I actually prefer to go without any headphones.
Ah,
Really, yeah. And I kind of changed it. Part of the reason is because I have started to run with a watch, with a Garmin watch.
right.
And so I don't take my iPhone with me.
Yeah.
Because the iPhones are growing bigger and bigger. And
Right, right,
you
yeah.
don't want to, run with a TV screen attached to your arm.
Exactly.
I mean, it's kind of weird. Especially with this one that you have here,
Yeah.
which is a 6
6
plus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Yeah,
that
it's
would be
really-
strange. That would be a little bit strange.
But I
mean,
still
you
run
have
it with
to-
it, you know. I look
You do?
weird. Yes, I do.
I'm sure you do. In
Yeah, I
that
look-
case, you do. But so I've actually stopped running with music, and I think it's good either way, man. I mean, as long as you're out there, it's
Yeah.
everything counts.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and apart from that, do you have any routines or anything like, for example, what you do to keep yourself,
Yeah.
productive or in touch with your team, and with
Right.
the decisions that you can take?
Well, we do a lot of hands-on work. So I really kind of, when I think about myself, I think of myself as a product guy, and,
Okay.
and I would find those moments as I log in to get response and start, thinking, imagining myself as a user,
Right.
as a customer, and really kind of trying to go down that path and optimizing. Like optimization would be probably my second name.
All right.
Because I love doing that, and sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating for those around me because as my team needs to carry out those optimizations,
Exactly.
it can get a little bit taxing. So sorry guys if you're watching, but I think that's where the great companies are born from, right? When you really set your mind to an already good product and you kind of dwell on what do you have to do to make it better. Constant and never-ending improvement. The KNI principle, I think that's really something that I kind of adore, really.
And so many years in, and 17 years in, and you're still doing this. I mean, do you imagine doing anything else?
Honestly, I just love what I do. And, if you ask me about exit strategy, I will tell you that up there is my exit strategy. And I don't have one. Like I am always puzzled about, companies talking about their exit strategies, like even at the get-go when they're talking to investors and investors are asking, like my goal is to build a great company with an awesome product and help my customers. And it's not about, exiting. So yeah, I'm just enjoying it, enjoying it a lot.
So that's and this is Simon Grabowski from GetResponse, and I think you found some really good tips here. Love what you do, and keep running and keep enjoying it. And 17 years in, you feel like you're still getting started, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today, and all the best. And put your running shoes and get out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.